and welcome to this week's episode of Pre-Match Drills. On the show this week, we catch up with Luke Leahy. I chat to Danny Brothers of It's All Cobblers to Me podcast to get the lowdown on this weekend's opponents, Northampton Town. Plus, we meet new signing Alex Lowry. But first, let's catch up with Sam Grace. Gracie, good to see you again this week. A busy week, no doubt. They're all busy, aren't they?
Yeah. Last week, though, I think we're definitely put up there with possibly one of the busiest weeks of my life. Fantastic challenge. I've enjoyed every second of it. Obviously, the support of all the staff, whether it be direct contact with the first team, behind the scenes, with sports science analysis, players fully involved. You know, that we're fully focused. It was a really rewarding week, and I'm so pleased at the end for the players to get those 3 points they thoroughly deserved.
We spoke to you in the immediate aftermath of that victory, but what's it been like since then? You mentioned your family last week as well, so no doubt you would have spent some time with them on the Sunday and let that victory sink in.
Yeah, it's not. It was like, yeah, that was great for a minute, and then like, can we go mountain biking, go out on our rollerblades? So yeah, probably not as important for them. But no, what I would say is the support from people that you come into contact with when you're doing your coaching, whether your delivery, friends from back in the school days, friends that you play football with now, just everybody. The support has been fantastic from both myself personally, but then also I think the fans recognising that we really needed them at the weekend. So everybody heading up to Mansfield, you know, feeding off each other. The players are energised by that, and at the end you can see, you know, when they're celebrating in front of them because they, you know, really appreciated all that they gave us.
And how's this week been? Because obviously it's a clear week in terms of fixtures, building up to this game at Adams Park on Saturday. Yeah,
so it's allowed us to get sort of ahead of where we were last week in terms of watching Northampton. So I'm still in the past. Watching Northampton, getting our strategy sorted, good time on the pitch. Really helps being on pitch one with the quality of that surface, so that we're going into the week knowing exactly what we're looking to accomplish.
We've been busy announcing the new signings as they've been coming through the door. How have they settled in?
Yeah, busy, like trying to, that's probably one of the next balancing acts is obviously you're having the focus for the weekend while also trying to get the new signings used to how we want to play in and out of possession, those transition moments, making sure that they get in that opportunity, but obviously not impinging on the minutes for the weekend. So no, it's been really interesting, the different profiles of them, you know, seeing where we think they'll fit into our team. Really enjoyed them. They seem a good group.
And in terms of the support network here as well, we saw Harry, Matt and Jerome and then Vokesy as well in your coaching setup, so you're well supported here.
Yeah, listen, you know, Harry and Matt have been there from the first start. What do you need? How can we help? Not a surprise, having worked them obviously for these last couple of months, but really can't help enough through there. And you know, credits them as well. They're also still doing their work with the academy, so they're out on there Tuesday, Thursday nights. You know, these guys are really putting in long shifts for the good of the club. Asked Vokesy on Thursday if he could be part of the team and just feel his experience that he brings. It's another person to relay messages, and sometimes that's to individuals, but also has an experience to lean on that obviously gives his words a gravitas that really helps us as a group.
And back to your own sort of personal pride in this as well. You managed the away game at Mansfield. This will be the opportunity now to lead Wycombe Wanderers at Adams Park, the stadium where you used to watch them. Yeah. Still seems a couple of days away, and we've got lots of things to do before then. But yeah, I'll be immensely proud on that day, and I'm really looking forward to it. And again, looking forward to hopefully putting the team in a place where they can perform really well and get the fans going. And back to when you were a kid, where were you at Adams Park back then? Well,
been a bit of everywhere. I can remember the first time being obviously in the home end, and as a kid thinking this is a long time to stand up. I can remember the stand that I sit in now. That was the main stand. It was all terraced on the other side, but then obviously when they built it, you want to go and sit in the new stand as well. So even been in the way end for one game against Portsmouth when I had tickets that way. So yeah, I've been in all four stands on the side of the pitch. And dug out at the weekend, so no, almost completing it.
It'll be a busy day, no doubt. Will you afford a little glance across to the terrace and think back to that time?
Yeah. Hopefully I get that moment too. But it's amazing. People's, afterwards reflecting on the Mansfield game. Did you hear that? Did you see that? And you're like, nope. It's just like in that moment, you're just absolutely focused on trying to execute what we've worked on for the week.
And finally, we'll finish with the fans, because the travelling fans at Mansfield more than played their part in that big 3 points. But also the scenes at the end were really sort of symbolic, I thought, of the nature of this club.
Yeah, I think probably ever since Gaz was in charge, harnessing emotion's been a really key factor to Wycombe's progression over these last, I don't know what we call it, 6-7 years on the up. And you have the experience of the people that have been through that, the likes of Jack, who's brilliant in galvanising, and I think that probably, as much as everyone knows that Jack was a warrior and he always gives everything, I think maybe it's underplayed in terms of how much he's making sure that everybody's feeling right, he's making sure that everybody is in that right position, and then knowing that you've put in all that hard work throughout the week, I think it then just naturally releases at the end, and those very natural scenes that came out, there's nothing staged about it. That's how everyone felt, and it was great to see both fans feeding off players and players feeding off fans for those lovely moments.
Well, I'm sure all the fans are looking forward to Saturday, and we'll see you there.
See you then. Thanks, Phil.
Great to hear from Gracie. In you come, Luke Leahy. Luke, it's been a little while since we had a chat. How are you doing?
I'm very well, very well. You?
Very good indeed. Good. Enjoying the winter.
Yeah.
You've just been out training. Seems a good vibe out there today.
Yeah, it was good. A good session today. Just preparing for Saturday. But yeah, all the lads were, in a good way, in good spirit. So hopefully it leads into Saturday. And
was it a bouncing into this week after the result and performance and those scenes at the end at Mansfield on Saturday? Surely that'll be it now. Referee checks his watch. Come on! Blows the whistle. Wycombe Wanderers have won here at Mansfield Town. They took the lead. Mansfield pegged them back, and Gareth McCleary found the late winner.
Them scenes, they were special. It was a lot of people probably from the outside are going like, why are they celebrating like that? Just a 2-1 win, but within these four walls of the training ground, it meant an awful lot to everyone that was in them. So yeah, a great result, a great atmosphere after, and yeah, it was the boys have been bouncing into the week and just ready for Saturday now. We're working towards it and working towards getting the win. And what's it like being at this stage of the season and very much in the automatic promotion race? What's that feel like? Yeah, it's good, but I just think that with the way that the group of lads are and the way that we are, we're together and we're always having a laugh, and no matter what's going on. So I think we'd still remain the same, but with the added pressure of being where we are, it does make a difference. But everyone's delighted to be sort of involved and in and around it, and hopefully, it continues and we can continue to perform. Is it a pressure, or is it an excitement, or a combination of the two? Yeah, I think the pressure is from sort of within our changing room, but the excitement is certainly from the fans. But we're excited as well. We're excited going to every game, and hopefully, Saturday we're back at home, and we had a good performance last game at home, in the FA Cup. So hopefully we can replicate that. A couple of new faces, or a few new faces around now as well. How's that been? You're one of the senior players. Is that part of your responsibility to help welcome them in? No, I think it's a welcoming group. I think as soon as you come into the dressing room, it's very welcoming, and you've got an honest group of lads in there. So no one especially goes out their way to make sure everyone's all right. I just think it's a group decision that everyone makes sure that the new signings are happy and settled. And yeah, James's first training session today was very good. So hopefully them new signings can kick on and go. We've got 2 back-to-back home games now, Saturday and Tuesday. So 2 games in front of the home fans on a good run of form as well. We must be looking forward to that too. Yeah, like to just say, good to be back home, and but the atmosphere, I'd say Saturday away was great from our fans as well. Defending that last header and Franco saving it, and just hearing the roar go up and just sort of joining in was special. So hopefully less nervy Saturday, and we can perform, and we can give them something to cheer about. Tuesday's at home as well, but like I say, Saturday's the first game and of the two home games, and that's all we're focused on.
And it's a slightly more sort of evened out fixture list at the moment as well, after the real sort of fixture rush of Christmas and start of the new year as well. That must be good for you guys as well, because you can sort of really prepare on the training ground in between a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. And the way that everything's gone in the last week, it was probably good that we didn't have a Tuesday game, so we could get out on the training ground and listen to what Gracie and the others are saying. But yeah, it's just, Christmas period was a tough period in terms of games coming thick and fast, but I think we come out of it with a very good points tally. And yeah, hopefully now Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday we can build on that. Watching training today, I saw Sam Vokes in the blue tracksuit today, but he was wearing the black tracksuit on Saturday. How was that? Yeah, it was excellent. It was great to see him. He's sort of, although he's not been in and around it as much recently, he's still part of the team, and he's still he's leading us and he's telling us little things. So it was no different on Saturday. It was just the black tracksuit, I suppose. But yeah, I think he thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great result for the players and the coach and staff. Hopefully he'll be out on there Saturday in the black tracksuit as well. Good stuff. We're looking forward to it, and see you there. Cheers, Phil. Cheers, mate.
Okay, Wycombe Wanderers back at home and taking on our near neighbours, Northampton Town. To find out more about the Cobblers, we've got the excellent Danny Brothers from the even better podcast, It's All Cobblers to Me. Danny, how are you?
That's quite the build-up. Enjoyed it. Yeah, good. Thank you. You?
Very well indeed. Good to have you back with us. So, looking at the league table, we'll start with that.
Do we have to?
Yeah, just 1 point, one place above the relegation zone. There's a little bit of a buffer, but there's some games in hand, etc., which I'm sure you've lost some sleep over looking at that. I remember when we used to be down there as well. So how's it all going? I know the new manager's there, but how are you feeling?
A little bit jittery, I think, at the minute. When you're in that position just above the bottom four, you always kind of feel like you're going to be shot at, don't you? You always feel like it's probably different pressures for you, but it's kind of similar feeling of when you're in the position, you feel like everyone's going to try and catch you up. And when you've got new manager bounces and stuff going on all over the place behind us, obviously Gareth Ainsworth at Shrewsbury doing well, as you'll know, that he'll probably pull out a load of good results for them. It's the jittery time. I think obviously we've got a new manager as well, like you said. So we're trying to kind of pull stuff together. It's just it will rely a lot on the next couple of weeks in the transfer window, I think, because he's not inherited a great squad and there's so many injuries still. It's going to be tight, I think, but hopefully we can get out of it.
Looking upwards, though, if you're looking the positive side of it, a couple of wins and you could be in the sort of the sunlit uplands of mid-table. If someone was to offer you the sort of position you're in now at the end of the season, would you take it and then rebuild for next season?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's the aim for this season. Obviously, with a lot of power coming into the league, and sides like you doing really well, so much money in the league as well, coming down from the Championship and coming up from League Two. The aim was always to stay in League One, and ideally you'd be a few places above, so you got a little bit more of a buffer there. But yeah, if you offer me that now, I'd 100% take it, and then just start building again under Kevin Nolan for next season. So John Brady left at the start of December. It seemed one of those sort of rare situations in football where it was sort of quite sort of friendly and everyone was like, look, you've done an amazing job. You've taken us as far as we can. Thanks very much. And onwards to the next person. Is that right? Yeah. So essentially, I think what happened with John was, he suffered in his sort of 3.5 years with injuries. Stuff going on in the behind the scenes with staff. There was a lot that he had to put into it. Obviously, he's got a really strong connection to the area as well. So emotionally, mentally, I think it was getting to him quite a lot. He worked hour after hour trying to put things right. And I think it just got a little bit too much for him reading between the lines. So I think probably the right time for him, first and foremost. I think that's what a lot of our fans were kind of most worried about, is the toll that it would potentially be taking on him. So thankfully, hopefully he's in a good place now, sort of having a good bit of rest and stuff. But yeah, it felt like it was pretty much time in terms of both parties for that. So to make that change, just so it didn't get to the point where fans start to get angry with him and stuff, because you don't want that. You don't want someone who's given you so much and giving you so much of his work and passion to the job. You don't want that to turn into an angry situation like we've just seen at Bolton. potentially, where the manager's just left on it under a massive cloud. So yeah, thankfully, I think at the timing was pretty much right.
And Kevin Nolan came in just before Christmas. I think a couple of draws, a couple of defeats and a win so far. Have you seen any sort of change or change of style or change of mentality? Has he had any effect yet?
It's been difficult because obviously he still inherits the injury situation, got sort of 14, 15 injuries still at the moment in the first team. So he inherited that. So he's basically coming in, had to plug the holes and fill in places where we can and try and get them playing in a way which gets results, which, we've got thankfully decent enough results against the teams around us. 1-1 at Shrewsbury, gone to Burton and won 1-0. So we're scrapping at the minute. There's no major kind of tactical switch really at the moment. We've gone to a 3-5-2. We are looking a bit more kind of purposeful with our defending and things like that, but attacking still needs to be worked on a little bit. I think it's a case of just grinding out results at the minute, and when you're down the bottom, that's all you can really do to get out the situation. He's a really positive character, probably a lot more positive than I gave him credit for when he joined. His interviews are really kind of overly positive and really kind of trying to get the most out of every single player. So it's from that sense, it's completely different. And he's not bemoaning the injury issues. He's just kind of, let's get on with it and let's see what we can do. And yeah, we're hoping that he can dip into his little contact book in the next week or so to get a couple of signings in, because we are a little bit short of quality in quite a few places.
So of the players that aren't injured and are available, who should Wycombe fans be worried about on Saturday?
I mean, I don't know about worried about, because I haven't seen him play yet, but we've signed Terry Taylor on loan from Charlton this week, who's a midfielder. Like I said, missing quality. He seems to have that quality on the ball that we've been missing since Mark Leonard last season. Not comparing him to him at all, because he was just a different class, but that kind of control that he gives you on the ball, it feels like he's that kind of player. So maybe he's one to watch out. I'm assuming he will definitely make his debut on Saturday. So hopefully he can give us a little bit of a different dimension and start to get us a little bit calmer and win the midfield battles a little bit. So he's always one to watch, I think, potentially. And, if Tariq Fosu is on his game, he can be one to watch. He's coming back from injury himself. It's been quite rare because of in and out injuries, but if he is on his game, he can be add that extra bit of quality up front.
And you mentioned the window is open, so I'm guessing now it closes on the 3rd of Feb, so we've still got a little while yet to go. Yeah. You said you were hoping on Kevin Nolan dipping into his contacts book. What sort of business do you need? I mean, are we talking sort of 5-6 players here?
I mean, the squad was maximised before Christmas as well, so we are having to kind of deregister players, send players back from their loans, that kind of thing, and trying to even itself out a little bit. So I don't think we could do massive amounts. It depends how much our injuries are long term and stuff. Maybe we can deregister some players who are out for the season and things like that. So we definitely need some more in an attacking sense. Another couple of strikers would be ideal. We definitely need pace. We're lacking pace going forward so much. So a couple of players with pace, attackers. I mean, there's no point signing left backs. We've gone through 4 left backs this season and they've all got injured. So we don't want to curse anyone else. We might just throw someone in there, but that's potentially a place. But yeah, depending on injuries and how they kind of look set for the next couple of weeks. But definitely some pace and some extra power in attack would be nice. Well,
from a fan point of view, it's a nice journey down to Adams Park from Northampton. Hopes and fears coming into this game at Adams Park.
Well, the fear is that you've got exactly what we're missing in terms of pace and power going forward. The sort of 4 or 5 players that you've got that can rotate going forward. It's incredible what they've done this season, and it's frightening to watch sometimes when you're on the turn and when you break up play and start getting going. The pace will, it's got potential to destroy us at times, to be honest, with what you've got and how well drilled you are, and if you can turn over play quickly and get at us. That's the fear for sure. The hope is that we just stifle you and battle and turn it into a really ugly game. And I think at the moment, that's all we can do is try and turn it ugly. And Wycombe fans won't like me saying that. They won't enjoy watching that. But if we can somehow battle and fight and scrap and turn it into a really miserable, ugly experience for Wycombe, then maybe that's the best way to get anything from the game.
Well, Wycombe fans will remember when we were the masters of doing that. So,
yes, I didn't want to say, but
yeah. Well, Danny, we wish you a safe journey down to Adams Park and everyone else coming along to support the Cobblers. And also we wish you the very best of luck for the rest of the season, of course, after Saturday. But yeah, here's to a good game.
yeah, all the best for the season, and I really hope you get up as well. I've always liked Wycombe, always enjoyed trips to Wycombe. So, yeah, I really hope you kind of bloody the noses of some of the bigger guns up there and get that promotion. But yeah, you can afford to drop some points on Saturday as well, can't you? On the way, I'm sure.
We shall see. We shall see. Cheers, Danny.
Cheers, Phil.
Big thanks to Danny for his time. There's been some new signings this week, so keep yourselves across the Wycombe Wanderers social channels to make sure you get to meet all of them. Here's your chance to meet Alex Lowry. Alex, welcome to Wycombe Wanderers, welcome to Wanderers TV. How are you feeling?
Good, buzzing to be here, just looking forward to getting started. Had a good few sessions with the boys last couple of days and they've helped me settle in perfectly, so now it's been a smooth transition. Yeah,
watching a bit of training today, seemed to integrate straight away.
Yeah, the boys were really good with me, to be fair. I think my touch was on point today, which I was happy about, so it's been good, and there's a lot of experienced players in there, so learning little bits off their games is obviously going to help me going forward.
What's it like coming into this group? We hear about it a lot where people say it's a very tight-knit group. What's it like coming into that?
It's been amazing. Obviously I've kind of got the two Scottish boys, Jack and Dan here, so it's easy to settle in when you've got that kind of familiar accent, so it's been brilliant, and the rest of the boys have been really good to me.
And for our fans' point of view, tell us a bit about you, the player. What can they expect?
They can expect a creative player, a player that always wants to go forward, create chances, hopefully score a few goals, that'd be good. But I just want to get fans kind of off their seat, and hopefully they enjoy watching me play, and hopefully I can help the club going forward.
And coming down from Glasgow, what do you know about Wycombe Wanderers and League One?
I've got a few friends who are in League One already, so I've kind of asked them about how it is, and they said it's a very good league, so I'm just looking forward to getting that first game under my belt and settling myself in.
And you find Wycombe Wanderers in a fantastic position, just over halfway through the season, in one of the automatic spots as well, so a hugely exciting time to join the club. Yeah,
definitely. Speaking to Dan, he gave me a good summary of where the club's at just now, and they're in an extremely good spot. In second place, obviously, automatic promotion places, so as long as we keep doing our work, then hopefully come into the season we're still there.
We've got a couple of home games coming up this weekend, so you'll get to see the experience at Adams Park as well, and the fans as well, and like I say, fans equally excited where Wycombe are at the moment as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good club to be at the moment, so let's hopefully keep that going, and I'm just really excited to get my first minutes at Adams Park and play in front of the fans, so looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in the quarters, and we'll see you out there soon.
Thank you.
That's it for this week's show. Thanks for tuning in. See you at Adams Park on Saturday, and if you can't make it, then don't worry, because Wanderers TV has got you covered. Come on, you Blues.